Hey friends, Julian Wells here, coach and outdoor athlete, and today I'm bringing you a hip mobility flow. Today's flow is going to be a little bit more active, so you will work stability and strength and probably work up a bit of a sweat. If you're a mountain biker, a trail runner, a cyclist, or a runner, this one's especially good for you because of the repetitive nature of your sport. I'm excited to share it with you. You'll need a yoga mat or a carpeted floor to protect with the knees, and a block or a book is going to be helpful but not needed for the bottom position of a squat. Let's jump into it. You can find a passive squat on this one. Elbows on the insides of the knees, hands together, creating a little bit of pressure so you can find a bit more space. Again, if you have that block nearby or that book, you can place it under the bum to help keep the chest nice and tall. Now, this is our first posture and it is pretty dynamic. I do acknowledge that, but I want to visit the squat. I want you guys to check in and see kind of how the hips are feeling, how the legs are feeling, and this is where we're going to end our flow today, and see if we've created any space or accessed any new range in the hip and the legs. Take one more breath here. Inhale, take your left hand down to the mat. Exhale, take the right hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, switch sides. Exhale, left hand to the ceiling. One more each side. Good. Stand that squat all the way up. Then take your right foot outside the left leg. Lean the hips over to the left, stretching the left side body, the TFL, getting into the IT band a little bit. Having a couple breaths here. One more breath. Option to grab that left wrist and take it over to the right. Switching sides. Left foot crossing the front of the right leg. And same thing, sending the hips over to the right. Option to grab that right wrist, taking the stretch a little bit deeper. One more. Taking a big inhale, reaching the arms overhead, finding a bit of a back bend, a bit of a heart opener, and exhale, sweeping the hands down to the floor. Forward fold. Getting a bit of a stretch in the back of the hips, the low back, the hamstrings. Plant the hands, step the feet back, drop the knees under the hips. Check in that your hands are under your shoulders. And then move through a couple rounds of cat-cow. Take an inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone underneath. One more round like that, moving with your breath. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tailbone. And exhale, tuck the chin and tuck the hips. Pressing through the feet, lift the knees a couple inches off the floor. Take the hips back towards, hips back towards the heels. And then inhale, graze the floor with your chest. Take your shoulder blades together. Exhale, press the hips back. Inhale, pull the chest through. Exhale, push the hips back. One more like that. Inhale, pull the chest through. Exhale, push the hips back. And inhale, take a downward dog position, lifting the hips up. Spending a few breaths here, checking in with the fingers, the toes, trying to find a little bit more activation through the arm muscles, activation through the toes, through the feet. And lifting that tailbone as best as you can up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Moving through 4 twists, we'll take the right hand to the outside of the left calf. Exhale, look under the left armpit. Inhale through center. Switch sides on the exhale. 2 more. Inhale, left hand lands. Exhale, right hand reaches. Last one. Right hand to top of mat. Left hand back of right calf. Good work. Finding that down dog position, we're going to move through a little bit of hip flow here to get the blood pumping, to find some space, to warm the hips, the legs up. So take an inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step it by the right thumb. Drop that back knee. Then inhale, reach the hands overhead. Exhale, pull the ceiling down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Take the hips back, front toes towards the shin. Stay for a breath. Rock forward, drop the front toes. Take a high lunge, inhale, reach the hands overhead. Then exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Take that front foot back into 3-leg dog. And right foot lands, other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step by the left thumb. Drop the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, pull the ceiling down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Take the hips back, front toes towards the shin. Stay for a breath. Rock forward, plant the front toes. Inhale, take the hands overhead, high lunge. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Inhale, take that front foot back, landing it by the right. For our second round, moving a little bit faster. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step. Back knee down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull the ceiling down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Take the hips back. Inhale, rock forward. Drop the front toes. High lunge. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Inhale, take the right foot back. Exhale, step it by the left. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it by the left thumb. Drop the back knee. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, pull the ceiling down. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Take the hips back. Rock forward, plant the front toes. Reach the arms overhead. Hands either side of the front foot. Inhale, take the left leg back. Stand it by the right toes. Right leg goes up, third round. Exhale, step it by the right thumb. Drop the back knee. Inhale, hands overhead. This time as you exhale, take the right hand to the front knee and the left hand to the inside of the back foot. Finding a stretch on the left quad. If this is a bit too much for you, you can let go of that back foot and chase the front toe with the left hip. That might be enough in that left hip flexor, that left quad. If it's not, try for the inside of the back foot. A couple more breaths. Last one. Letting the back foot go. Take the front foot, heel toe it out to the edge of the mat. Drop the hands inside the foot, lift the back knee, then walk the hands forward. Finding as much space from the front fingertips to the back foot. Then working towards external rotation on the front leg, spinning that right knee out to the right side. Front toes pressing down, back toes pressing down. Last breath. Walk the hands back inside the foot and pivot the feet over to the left, finding a wide-legged stance. I will switch sides for the sake of the camera angle. Stand that wide-legged position up, then moving through 4 Cossack squats over to the right, and then over to the left. One more time each side. A little more depth. And pivot back to the top of the mat, drop the hands, taking the right foot back into space and stepping it by the left. Other side, lift the left leg. Step it by the left thumb, drop the back knee. Inhale, reach the hands overhead. Exhale, left hand to left knee, right hand goes back, finding the inside of the foot. Again, if this is too much, let the back foot go and chase that front toe with your right hip. So we're looking for a stretch in the front of the right hip, in the right quad. Last breath. Letting the back foot go, then heel toe the front foot right out to the edge of the mat, taking the hands inside the foot, lifting the back knee, and walking the hands forward. Finding as much space from the fingertips of the back toes. Working towards external rotation in the front leg, spinning that left knee out to the left. One more breath here. Walking the hands back inside the front foot, then pivot to the right. Wide-legged stance. Stand that on up. Same thing for Cossack squats. This time starting over to the left. And to the right. Wicked. Pivot to face the front of the mat, then step the back foot forward. Pressing down through the right foot will lift the left knee and cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee. Start to sit the hips back. Keep the chest relatively tall. Keep the spine long. Option to rest the elbows down on the left foot. And the more you press that left knee down towards the floor, the more you'll find a stretch on the back outside of the left hip. So we're going for left glute here. A couple more breaths. Option to stay here for 2 bonus breaths, or right hand can find the outside of the left foot. Start to stand. Extend the left leg out in front. Slowly let that foot go, step the feet together. When the left foot lands, stand the right foot back, finding a lunge position. Right hand comes down to the mat, then pivot to the outsides of the feet, lifting all toes up towards the shin and bottoms of the feet up off the floor. Still targeting that left glute, the backside of the left hip. Here for a couple more breaths. Nice job. And pivot the feet to face the top of the mat, then step the back foot forward, stand all the way up. Press the left foot down through the floor, lift the right knee, crossing the right ankle over the top of that left standing knee. Start to sink the hips down, keep the chest relatively tall, keep the spine long. Again, the more you push down through that right knee, the more you'll find a stretch in the back of the right hip. Couple more breaths. Option to stay here, option to grab the outside of that floating foot with the left hand. Woo! Find something to look at. Extend that right leg forward. Slowly let that foot go, feet together. When the right foot lands, the left foot goes back. Lunge position. Left hand lands, pivot to the outsides of the feet, lifting all 10 toes towards the shins. Bottoms of the feet up off the ground, finding a stretch in the backside of this right hip. A couple more breaths. Pivot on the feet, step the left foot forward to meet the right, stand all the way up. Take the feet just outside hip width, find a little bit of external rotation, and lower on down to the bottom of the squat. Back where we started. Hopefully you have a little bit more space in the hip, a little bit more access to your range of motion, maybe a little bit new range of motion. If nothing more, you paired movement with breath. Practice a little bit of mindfulness. That alone can go a long way in your sport and just in life as well. Option to take any other stretches, option to stay here. I'm going to do one more movement. It's a little bit of a spicy one, but it always feels really good to finish on. Take a big inhale. Take the right hand back behind you, find the floor. Exhale, press the hips up, gaze to the left fingertips. Back around to where you started. Left hand swings around to the back. Gaze follows the right fingertips. One more time each side. Circling around your squat, taking the right hand back. Hips up, chest up. And one more. Good work. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoy the flow, please subscribe, please like, leave a comment, and hopefully see you again soon. Much love. Thanks so much. Peace out.